implement exception handling in a layered architecture.NET application?
That's a great question. And yes, I've faced this in multiple enterprise projects where we had a clean layered architecture, usually with presentation, application, domain, and data layers. Let me walk you through how I approach exception handling in such cases, and why a structured strategy is crucial for reliability and debugging. I usually start from the lowest layer, which is the data access layer. Here, exceptions can occur due to things like database timeouts or constraint violations. I use try-catch blocks only when I can add value, like logging the exception or converting it into a custom, meaningful domain exception. If not, I let it bubble up. In the domain or business logic layer, I prefer throwing custom exceptions. For example, if a business rule is violated, like a duplicate order ID, I throw a business rule violation exception or something similar. This helps the upper layers understand what went wrong in business terms, not just technical terms. In the application layer, which orchestrates calls between domain and data, I usually catch exceptions and log them centrally using a logging framework. I never swallow them silently, either I rethrow them or transform them into a format that makes sense to the presentation layer. Then finally, in the presentation or API layer, I implement a global exception handler, either using middleware in ASP.NET Core or an exception filter. This catches all unhandled exceptions and returns a consistent error response, maybe with an HTTP status code, a friendly message, and a trace ID. What this layered handling does is keep the logic clean and focused per layer, prevent sensitive information from leaking in error messages, centralize logging and standardize error responses. This approach helped us during incident debugging in production. Logs were structured, the trace was consistent, and developers could quickly locate the root cause. It also improved user experience since API consumers received clear error messages, not technical dumps. So in summary, I catch and rethrow where it makes sense, use custom exceptions for business logic, log exceptions at the app layer, and standardize the output at the topmost layer. It's about keeping the system robust, debuggable, and user-friendly.